Welcome back. In today's video, it will be part 2 of the series titled 100 Thoughts. If you haven't watched that video, please go check it out. 100 Thoughts was a video of just 100 thoughts that I had written down in my phone's notes section. And I decided to turn that into a series of YouTube videos. I went through 1 through 50 in the first video. Today, we're going to be doing 51 through 60. Also, after that, we're going to give you an account update. All right, let's get into it. And if you can you please hit that like button? I will truly appreciate it. Thought number 51. The only bad plan is no plan at all. I find it's a lot easier to achieve your goal if you create a plan. You will hear about me talking about plans a lot throughout these YouTube videos. That's because it's important. Plans give you direction. Plans give you guidance. And I don't believe a plan is bad just because it doesn't work. Some plans are not going to work. That's just how it's going to go. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't create them. You have to create plans. Thought number 52. I wrote down, banker using HELOC to pay for child's education. And what it was one time I went to a bank and the banker told me they borrowed money on their house to pay for their child's education. And after I left, I wanted to revisit that, so I wrote it down in my phone. And the reason why is because I thought about the ultimate sacrifice that that parent had to make on behalf of their child. They didn't want their child to accumulate a lot of debt, so they borrowed money, which they may or may not be able to pay back, so that their child can get an education debt free. And I just respected that, and I always wanted to revisit that thought and remember. And also, I take situations like that and apply it to my life and say, how can I learn a lesson from what they went through? I have 3 children. One day, I'm probably going to have to pay for my child's education. Will I have to borrow money to do it? Will I have the money to do it? I don't have the answers to those questions yet, but I want to start the process of thinking about it now so it won't be such a shock when I get there. I'm about, 7, 8 years away, so I got a little time, but as we all know, time flies. Thought number 53. I wrote down, it's hard, but it's not impossible. And I say that to myself a lot because I see people who tell me like times are hard, life's hard. I see it all over TikTok, everybody making videos about their stressful situations, and I just go, I almost get the sense that they're giving up. You know what I mean? And that's one thing that I just tell myself, like, I know it's hard, and I agree with them. Times are hard right now, but it's not impossible. It's not impossible. Even though we're going through hard times, I still see people winning. And I ask myself, well, how are they winning? How are some winning and some losing? So that goes to show me, like, it's not impossible. It's not impossible. I got to believe that. Because if you don't believe it's impossible, you're going to quit. You got to keep going. And you got to know it's not impossible. I set goals and I strive to my best ability to hit those goals. That's the best you can do. Set a goal, try your best to accomplish it. Thought number 54. I'd rather fail trying than not try because I'm afraid to fail. I'm going to say it again. I'd rather fail trying than not try because I'm afraid to fail. And I feel like a lot of things in life I didn't try because I was afraid to fail. Just being honest. This YouTube channel, it was 2 years in the making. I wanted to start this 2 years ago. And I probably would have been way more successful, had way more subscribers, if I just got over the fear of starting. If I just got over the fear of starting 2 years ago, I don't know where I would be, but I know I'll be a lot more successful than I am today. But eventually, I overcame that fear, and I started this channel, and I'll be getting some good feedback. Even if I only touch one person, That's one more person that I've touched or influenced or motivated or educated than had I not started. And that's still an accomplishment to me. So just try. Do not be afraid to fail. And also, I listen to a lot of interviews, and a lot of people talk about the fear of failure, FOF, the fear of failure. Whether it's transitioning jobs because you're scared you're going to fail, so you just stick with what's comfortable. Whether it's buying a home, some people might feel like they might not succeed at it, so they don't try. Whatever it is, whether it's setting a money goal, whatever it is, just try. Whether it's a competition, a game, a sport, you can't be afraid to fail. Thought number 55. It's harder to lose with calculated moves. And what I mean by that is sort of like creating a plan, which I previously said before. But when the moves are calculated, when you think them out, it's harder to lose that way. Sometimes losses happen because the move wasn't calculated. You didn't plan it out. You were just going with no guidance, no direction. You would just almost sort of say you was just winging it. You can't just wing life. The moves have to be calculated. I look back at every piece of success I ever had, and I'm like, it was a calculated move to get there. I sat back, thought about what I wanted to do, thought about how I was going to do it, and then I went out and did it. The moves have to be calculated in life. Thought number 56. And this is almost goes to one of the previous thoughts that I just said, where it's hard but it's not impossible. I got people climb Mount Everest. People climb one of the tallest mountains in the world. I can't imagine how much motivation, how much dedication, how much sacrifice that it takes to climb Mount Everest. I watched a YouTube documentary on it one time, and it was mind blowing. And I said, wow, these people are willing to risk their life to achieve a goal. And I took that and I said, I don't want to climb Mount Everest. Too cold for me. But I want to take the amount of motivation, the amount of dedication, the amount of sacrifice that they have and apply that to my goals. I want to climb my Mount Everest. And right now, my Mount Everest is this YouTube channel and hitting this 100K so I can educate, motivate, and inspire people to hit their goals. So right now, you're seeing me climb my Mount Everest. And if I only can have half the motivation, dedication, and sacrifice that they have, the people who reach the top, then I know I'm going to be just fine. Thought number 57. Even if the game is rigged, you can still win at a rigged game. Now, a lot of times when I talk about the stock market, people say, oh, it's a scam, it's rigged, it's this, it's that. Life, a lot of things. Life, oh, it's rigged, it's not fair, it's this, it's that. I'm just like, you can still win at a rigged game. And I'm going to show you. If the stock market is a rigged game and you don't believe in it, cool. But just watch. Watch me win at this rigged game. Because all I'm going to do is figure out how it's rigged and move accordingly. And that's what I've been doing so far. So far, it's been winning. Just watch. Tune in. You can win at a rigged game. Thought number 58. You can't take compliments to the bank. And the reason I say that is I feel like some people hinder themselves financially just for compliments. Buying a new car just so someone else can say, oh, you got a new car? That was dope. That's nice. I can't take that to the bank. That's not going to help me get my goal. I'd rather invest instead. Some people buy new clothes. And look, power to you if that's what you want to do. Some people buy new clothes. So you can get a compliment. Oh, it's a nice shirt. That's a nice pair of pants. Nice pair of sneakers. I shop at the outlets. I don't need the compliments. I can't take them to the bank. I'd rather invest instead. Thought number 59. Fishing story. I wrote down fishing story. And the reason why it is, a lot of times I take out parts of my life and I say, how can I use this as a lesson to get me where I got to go? And what fishing story is, one time my older brother took me fishing. And I remember me being impatient, saying, wow, we've been out here for an hour. We've been out here for 2 hours. We ain't catch nothing. I was ready to leave. I was ready to give up. I was ready to quit. He like, be patient. He told me, be patient. The tide about to come in. They're going to start biting. And little did I know, a little time passed by. The tide came in. Fish started biting. Now we catching fish. We catching fish. And I said, listen, I remember that lesson that he taught me a long time ago. Be patient. Sometimes it feel like you out there. Sometimes you might not catch nothing. You might be out there all day. But sometimes you're just not as patient enough. Sometimes the goal is a few steps away. But we don't get there. We don't hit the goal because we give up too soon. Be patient. You gotta be patient. It's one of the biggest lessons I ever learned in my 38 years of life is to be patient. Thought number 60. And I just simply wrote, I bet 5 to 6 years you won't even want the car that you wanted so bad. I remember one time I wanted a car so bad, I finally went out and got it. And then I remember thinking 3 to 4 years down later, I want another car. It was just the chase of the new. Just chasing the new, chasing the next. I was like, I remember just wanting it so bad, like I had to have it. And then when I finally got it 3 years later, that desire of it was a little accomplishment, but it was like it wasn't as fulfilling. I don't even know how to describe it, but it wasn't as fulfilling. And it was like, well, what was all that for? You know what I mean? So I had to write that down because I feel like people chase things, and when they get things, it is not as fulfilling as you thought it was going to be. Or over time, it won't be as fulfilling. And that's why now one of the vehicles I drive cost me $4,000. Got 225,000 miles on it. It gets me from A to B. Having a new vehicle is not important to me because I know how I'm gonna feel 5 years from now. I know how I'm gonna feel 6 years from now. Now, when I get my dream car, that's something I will forever love. You know what I mean? Because that's something I truly always desired. That I'm truly gonna, you know what I mean? That will truly be an accomplishment. That's different. But for now, until I get there to that point, I'm gonna drive this $4,000 car, 220. If I get 300,000 miles, I'm gonna take it all the way there because it's just not important to me. I'd rather hit my goals. I'd rather invest. I'd rather put finances away for my children. That's more important to me. I'm not saying it has to be more important to you, but that's what's more important to me. That was thought number 60. Now, account update. As of July 21st, the account is at $6,702. The last video I made, the account was at $6,100. And between that time, I did not do one deposit. All growth. All growth. Again, you got to be patient. Now, what has transpired between the last video and today, and again, I will do my best to not make these videos so far apart that I have to go over so much, but just bear with me. I'm going to catch you up, and I'm also going to commit to making more videos in a short amount of time, so that way you can keep up. Sorry about that. All right, so we got dividends, free money. Dividends are free monies from companies that companies pay me just for owning their stocks. I'm going to put the pictures above So it makes it easier to follow along with all of this. Now, June 25th, we bought $500 of Amazon. July 14th, we bought $500 of Coinbase. Now, usually I do not sell. I'm more of a buy and hold kind of guy, but I decided I want to shift my portfolio to growth rather than playing it safe. And what that means is I'm going to take on a little bit more risk to hopefully grow the account faster. That doesn't mean I recommend you to do the same. Again, I just want you to watch, learn, and potentially take lessons from how I maneuver. Now, so we did sell SCHG. I think it was $115 worth. We did sell SCHD. That was $646 worth. We sold Apple, which was $898. Now, we bought Meta, $500. That was around July 14th. We bought Coinbase, $110. We bought AMD, $500. We bought more AMD, $50 later on. We bought BBAI, only $10. Now, when I buy a $10 position, that's just because I want to watch it. That's a risky stock. It's only $10. If it goes to zero, it will not hurt my portfolio. Now, we bought AMPX, $100. We are finally building a position into cryptocurrency. Now, I know a lot of people have a lot of thoughts about crypto. You could invest in it if you want to. You don't have to invest in it if you don't want to. But now I think it's at the point where I want about 10% of my portfolio to be in crypto. Now, what that means is I'm investing a very small position into cryptocurrency. So I bought $99 of XRP. I bought $25 of ETH. Again, I bought some more BBAI. I bought some more XRP for $89. I bought $53 of Bitcoin. I bought $23 of Ethereum. Now, crypto is very volatile, but again, I do, now that bigger businesses and companies and banks and companies like Visa and the governments talk about cryptocurrency, I think the risk is now worth the reward. Had I wish I put more in it sooner, had I wish I took this initiative sooner, of course. But we can't rewind time. We only can move forward. And I do see it becoming a bigger part of our economy moving forward. So we're going to start building small positions and building bigger positions in crypto. And I'm going to show you that every step of the way. But again, I'm not going to invest enough where it can hurt me. If crypto goes zero tomorrow, I still believe I got a strong portfolio. I will be okay. Now, I just want to go over some year-to-date, some total recap numbers. So year-to-date, I'm up 12.9%. Now, most people say if you have a portfolio and you can average 10% a year, that's pretty good. Right now, I'm exceeding expectations. We're at 12.9%, and we're only at the end of July. So I got a good 6 months to go. We're up $765 year to date. The S&P 500 is up 8% year to date. So right now, my portfolio is beating the top 500 companies in America. That's because I'm taking on more risk. Not advising you to take on more risk. I'm just explaining what taking on risk can look like. You can be a whole 4% above, which is, if you have a lot of money, could be a lot of money. Now, all-time high, my all-time, since investing in Robinhood, $9,580. Now, a big milestone for me is when I hit 10K, and I'm really, really close. That'll be almost a celebratory moment for me. I want to, and that means I profited $10,000 invested in the stock market all time, and that's just Robinhood. So we're at 95.80. Let's keep going. Less than $500 away. Let's make that happen. And again, it's just being patient. I know I'm going to get there. I just got to be patient. And this, again, I said this before in my previous video. This isn't all about me just sharing my journey. It's to encourage you to start your journey. I want to educate, I want to motivate, and I want to inspire. If you have any investing questions, comment below. Don't be afraid to comment. And if you know me personally, don't be afraid to ask me any questions about the stock market, about investing. I enjoy this. This is something that I enjoy. I do understand that just because I enjoy it doesn't mean other people will enjoy it. But I feel like if it is explained correctly, people will understand it better. And that's my goal, to educate, to motivate, to inspire. Thank you for watching this video. If you found any of this helpful at all, please click the like button for me. YouTube rates me on likes. So if they see 25 views, 25 likes, they go, this must be great content. Let's get it out there so other people can see this. Please, and also, if you think this video was helpful, tell somebody. Click the share button. Shoot a text to someone you think that they might find this video important. We're going to keep going. We're going to keep climbing. I'm going to get back to you shortly. We're going to finish up this series this week, hopefully. 100 Thoughts. Thanks for tuning in.